Hello, everyone. As we know, the landscape of workforce has transformed significantly in the last year or so. Workforce is more and more distributed, more remote, and this brings a new set of challenges for organizations, how to enable this workforce and make them as productive as they can. And the solutions that we are talking about is VDI or remote desktop solutions, and there are some key attributes that these solutions have to hit. For example, they have to obviously deliver great TCO, must be secure end to end, and must be scalable very quickly. And of course, most important, the topic that is of interest for us today here, which is should be able to deliver a high performance for the users. My name is Srikanth Vijayaraghavan. I manage the Global Technical Alliances relationship between HPE and VMware. And with me, I have Cyril Hug from HPE. Cyril, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you very much, Srikanth, for having me. I'm Cyril Hug, a worldwide solutions architect for HPE's Moonshot and Edgeline products. And my focus really is on end-user compute and big data workloads on our platforms.
Awesome. Thank you, Cyril. Before we dive into the solution, let's take a minute to talk about the relationship and this partnership between HPE and VMware. We have one of the longest and strongest relationship, if you will, in the industry, and we have revolutionized infrastructure and services from data center to cloud for a long period of time. And HPE and VMware together has the biggest portfolio of integrated solutions, no matter where you are in your journey in this transformation, digital transformation and hybrid cloud journey. So today we are talking about one such solutions in our portfolio. We have been talking about business continuity and digital transformation with our customers a lot of late. And one of the things that we emphasize again and again to our customers is that no matter what your core competency is, everyone is a technology company. Your core competency might be in finance, could be in banking, could be healthcare, retail, doesn't matter. Every one of them is a technology company. And a lot of that is driven by the fact that the workforce has become more distributed and remote. And this brings a lot of requirements for how people get their work done. Of course, we know one size doesn't fit all, Cyril. This is something that we have seen in the industry. Different people need different kinds of solutions. You could be a knowledge worker, you could be a power worker, could be an architect or a media worker that does a lot of graphics intensive work. So today, since we are talking about this high performance digital workspace, so who needs a solution like this? Why do they need it? And what are the key pain points that these customers face when they are trying to accomplish their work?
Yeah, absolutely. Our target audience for this solution is power users. As you correctly said, those users have higher than average expectations regarding performance and user experience. And what's interesting is that power users can be found in many different verticals, such as financial institutions, manufacturing, and of course, information technology. We have observed that most companies have rolled out VDI for task and knowledge workers over the last couple of years, but have left the power users untouched. And those kind of power users are notoriously difficult to please when it comes to end user experience and performance. And that's very difficult to achieve with a typical shared VDI desktop environment. Until this day, most of them remote into a workstation under their desk, right? So the most common user groups with such a setup include traders who need to drive large screens with 2D information, rely on single-threaded performance for spreadsheets and number crunching. The second user group that we see are engineers who typically need graphic-intensive 3D apps and some fast storage and networking for collaboration. And last but not least, we see many software developers who need to develop and compile code quickly and might even run some containers within their desktops.
Awesome. Yeah, this is obviously there are many kind of end users, and this is a great set of customers that you talked about. Now, of course, HPE, as we all know, is a leader in this space, where they provide purpose-built workload optimized solutions across a very wide range of customer use cases. So let's talk about what are some of the solutions that HPE has in this space to solve these problems?
Yeah, specific to those high-end users, we have what we call our Bare Metal VDI family, which offers purpose-built platform for different performance envelopes within the high-end user groups. And it all starts with the HPE Moonshot 1500 chassis, which takes 45 of the HPE ProLine M750 server blades in 5 rack units. So a super dense environment, super packed for a lot of users. As customers typically assign one M750 blade per user, each user gets a 8-core high-frequency CPU, up to 128 gigs of ECC memory, as well as up to 16 terabytes of super-fast NVMe storage and an onboard GPU. And we use the same M750 server blade for some graphic-intensive use cases, but then install it in the Edgeline EL4000, which is our mid-tier offering. And we pair it up with an NVIDIA discrete GPU to really address those 3D users, those designers and engineers. The EL4000 takes 4 M750s and GPUs in a 1U rack unit footprint. So again, pretty dense. And then for our most demanding users, we offer the HPE EL8000, which supports 4 Xeon SP server blades with each up to 28 cores and 1.5 terabytes of memory per user. And as our customers deploy these solutions in their data center, they also need a performant and secure way to access their powerful desktops. And that's exactly where our great partnership with VMware comes into play.
That's awesome. I love the way the portfolio is shown and how it caters to the complexity of the workload. And of course, as the complexity goes up, you need more components, you need more GPUs, and the cost per seat goes up. And I love this chart, the way that you're showing it. And the density that you're packing in these Edgeline servers is really something amazing. So now, now that we know a little bit about the infrastructure that HPE offers, I would like to understand, in a real life scenario, let's talk about a high frequency trader, for example. How does a real VDI environment look like? How does the endpoints look like? What are some of the requirements there? How does the server side look like? How does the whole architecture come together?
Yep. A lot of customers come from having a workstation under the desk. So instead of having that workstation under the desk, each high performance user, in this case a trader, will get a dedicated blade in one of our Moonshot or Edgeline chassis. The blade runs a bare metal Windows 10 directly on the NVMe drives of that blade, so it makes it super fast and snappy. And to make the blades available to the user, each blade runs the VMware Horizon 8 agent. Existing Horizon customers can simply create a physical machine desktop pool for the Moonshot and Edgeline blades and point the agent to the existing Horizon connection server for the registration. And new customers will have to set up the Horizon connection server to integrate it into their enterprise services like AD and DNS first. Now, once the desktop pool has been created and the blades are registered, the Bare Metal Moonshot and Edgeline resources can be accessed by an end user like any other VDI desktop. In the case of a trader, customers typically access those machines with a thin client that supports multiple high-resolution screens, and they use the Horizon client application to open a VMware Blast session to a particular blade. And the impressive thing is here that the performance per user really stays the same regardless from where it connects to, because the physical resource is located in a data center, and whether you do free seating on a trading floor or work from home, you can always access these resources, get the same performance, and have a secure connection to your work environment.
That's amazing. So you are getting the performance of actually having a physical workstation at your desk, but you're doing that, remotely, obviously, with the Moonshot blade sitting at the data center, delivering, same or exceeding the performance that you used to get.
Absolutely.
And of course, one of the key things here is it's not one desktop under the desk. Now that you have so many blades that you can put in a 5U chassis, you can support many, many users, and you can scale very quickly to multiple traders if that is your requirement. Awesome. So, now that, we are building it up, we talked about the infrastructure pieces. Now we talk about the architecture. Now let's talk about, how the whole thing comes together. Obviously, bringing VMware Horizon into the picture, and Workspace ONE, for allowing customers to work from anywhere, from any endpoint device. So let's talk about the hardware, the software, and then how do you manage this whole environment and how do you host the workload that you want to run on these HFT workstations?
Yeah, and what excites me about this solution is that it's fully integrated into VMware Workspace ONE. As I said on the previous slide, you enroll the physical machines, any kind of physical machine, the M750 or the bigger EL8000 blades, into the Horizon Connection Server. And from there on forwards, all the management tools, the access portal, and even the endpoint management works very well in combination with our platform and in combination with VMware Workspace ONE. And this is a massive benefit for our customers who have been holding off with VDI for high performance users. With Moonshot and Edgeline now, customers have a fully integrated and supported solution and a supported way of addressing their most demanding users, while at the same time benefiting from the VMware Workspace ONE ecosystem and efficiently manage and operate this environment at scale.
That's beautiful. So you can see the whole thing come together, the single solution that's fully integrated, that brings the best of both worlds, which is really great to see. Now, for somebody that is interested in a high performance solution like this, what are some of your key takeaways that you would like them to walk away with?
Absolutely, and it really starts with unchaining these traders, engineers, and developers from your desk, right? So especially during these times now, remote work has become crucial. So Moonshot gives you an option to keep your performance footprint of those users, but move the workstation to the data center, giving the users more flexibility. And again, that dedicated and predictable performance is always there for them when they need it, when they connect, and when they want to do their work. It's also fully integrated. So if you are already a VMware Horizon customer or Workspace ONE customer, you can leverage the same tools to manage that environment. You can keep your existing VDI estate for your knowledge and task workers and simply integrate the Moonshot solution as a turnkey solution into the entire VDI strategy and platform you're already running.
Awesome. Those are some key takeaways that I think our customers and users listening can benefit from. So to wrap this up, please visit our landing site for these solutions, for the Moonshot solution, for the VMware Horizon and Digital Workspace solution. There is also a very extensive, well-written solution brief that talks about the solution, what kind of performance you can accomplish, and how to actually configure and set up the solution. I want to thank you for listening and taking the time, and thank you, Cyril, for participating in this discussion.
Thank you so much.